What's going on, guys? My name is Phoenix787. You can call me Zach. Just wanted to make a quick video talking about, another video talking about the Sagamihara stabbings. I'm not going to go into any political details. I'm just going to lay out straight facts and then my opinion as to why this happened. Daily life in Japan was basically unaffected by this. A lot of people were very concerned about Japan. I've noticed on Twitter people were just kind of freaking out. They're like, oh my god, Japan's also part of this wave of violence that's been gripping the world recently. That's not the case. In all honesty, I think Japan is still a very safe country. I mean, if it wasn't safe, I wouldn't be living here, right? So, the main issue is that this guy, well, the warning signs were there. People knew that he was going to do this, and nobody acted on it, so... You know, the blame falls with the police, the government, the mental health system, or lack thereof. But I'll get to that in a second. So what happened? A 26-year-old guy, you know, he's 2 years older than me. He could have been easily a peer of anybody I know in Japan. He used to work at this center for people who are mentally disabled. It's a group home in Sagamihara. This is a suburb, a bedroom community. It's a rather large suburb and a bedroom community outside of Tokyo. It's a big town. It's like 700,000 people live there. It's a very large suburb. The part of the town where this place is in Midoriku, which is the western part of Sagamihara City. And it's about like a 20-minute bus ride away from Sagamiko Station on the Chuo line. It's really in a very forested area. The guy worked there for a bit, and he then sent a letter, which is like a manifesto outlining his reasons for doing what he did. He sent that to the Japanese government. Specifically, he messaged that to the Speaker of the House, the lower house of the Japanese government. And he included his Twitter handle, his address, his place of work, which at that time was the group home. Obviously, he was fired, he was institutionalized, but he was only institutionalized. He was involuntarily placed in a hospital for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. And then released. And then he planned this attack. It happened. He turned himself in, which is exactly what happened. Or what he would line, you know, that's exactly what happened, and that's what he lined out in his manifesto or whatever, right? That's the important thing. That's the facts. That's what happened. He turned himself in. He's arrested. He's been charged originally with trespassing and with weapons violations. That typical Japan charge. They don't charge him with murder until the investigation is complete. It's just Japan's police system does what it does, I guess. That's all I can really say. Now, that's the facts. My opinions are, I have two opinions right here. The most obvious one is the Japanese mental health system once again failed. The Japanese mental health system is non-existent, according to my mom herself, working with mental health. Sorry about my phone going off, I'm too lazy to go grab it. Basically, the lack of a mental health system is what caused this tragedy. He didn't get the help that he absolutely needed to get. He was institutionalized for 2 weeks, and then a doctor said he was okay. It was quite obvious he was not okay. You know, this is a testament to why Japan has a high suicide rate. You know, and a lot of this stuff is just so easily preventable, and I feel like Japan doesn't do anything until tragedy strikes, and then they ended up doing too much, making the system worse. So I have no idea what they're going to do now that this attack happened. And a lot of people were joking that, you know, since Japan has strict gun control laws, that Japan should ban knives. They actually might. You know, knowing the Japanese government and how it acts, this is actually something that they might do. So, you know, don't be surprised if you hear Japan say, oh, we're going to suddenly ban kitchen knives longer than this much. You know, and they're like... It's a very strong possibility that could happen here in Japan and all, you know, and I just feel like Japan never just wants to address the issue head on. Japan wants to pass the blame, or they just kick the can down the road for other generations to handle, and it gets to the point where Japan has this problem right now where they have so many people that need care, you know, elderly, disabled people, right? And so few people that can provide that care. At the same time, Japan's trying to fix its extremely broken childcare system, which is government, you know, it's government regulated. They can only charge so much for childcare, which is the direct reason. This is based off of empirical evidence that I looked through in peer-reviewed articles. That's the main reason why Japan has such a very strong problem with long daycare lines. You know, people and then parents just don't want to have kids because they don't want to deal with that. And, you know, I totally understand it. I encourage my friends to get, you know, who get married to have kids, but they're like, well, I don't want to give up my job. In Japan, that's a fair excuse. In America, it's considered sexist, right? Everyone's like, oh, well, wow, you have to give up your job in America? That's sexist. But Japan's just so far behind on it. You know, in my honest opinion, like the people who are receiving care, who are elderly, you know, they're just part of, in my opinion, they're part of the problem. But it's hard to blame them, obviously. If I say, oh, blame elderly people for the problems that Japan has, it's scapegoating. It really is. Like, you know, I say that Japan's problems are manageable, but Japan doesn't do anything until it's too late. You know, the biggest example is the lack of oversight on the nuclear industries that are government run. With Fukushima, right? Nobody did anything. There was warning signs, and they screwed up. And now they're in a squabble. Oh, it's okay, it's safe. No, let's not have nuclear. I'm getting on a tangent. That's my point. My point is Japan doesn't do anything until it's too late. Now we kind of see what's going on. There's no mental health system. Now this guy's going on a stabbing rampage, killing 19 people. Japan doesn't have any support for people who got laid off of their job. You know, Hello Work is fucking worthless. I've been involved with Hello Work. They haven't done shit for me since I graduated, right? And Japan doesn't address the issues that it needs to address, especially the ones that are stigmatized, i.e. mental health. And that's why you have the problems that you see in Japan today. I'm not saying that Japan is a pathetic country that I shouldn't be living in. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I love living here. I do not want to go back to America. But Japan, it's time to, you know, kind of wake up and face your problems head on. It starts with you guys. You know, anybody watching this video that's here in Japan, it doesn't matter if you're a gaijin or a Japanese person, you know, just think about it for a minute or two. Just say, how can I help out people? Well, first thing you can do is stop stigmatizing mental health. The second thing you can do is just smile, be positive, move on with your day, and just think about what you can do to help out your country, help out where you live, right? Because, I mean, I don't have the answers. All I know is the facts and the opinions. So if you have the answers or any ideas, leave them down below in the comment section. This video is, I don't know when this is going to be published. I'll probably publish it tomorrow morning. It's night now and I'm really tired. But anyway, Japan's fine. We're not falling into a pit of hell. We're okay. Alright. This video's gone on for long enough, so I will talk to you all later. Take it easy, Phoenicians.